Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to do, well, I want to say hotel, or is it hell? Hotel with double L. Issue number 105 by our upshot made by John Lee's Dalibor Talajic, if I'm saying that correctly, Lee Loughridge, probably. All right, this is volume 2. So I don't have volume 1, but I did some research because I've, thought maybe it's important to the series. Well, yes and no. From what I've known, these are individual horror stories. Let's say one shots, but then divided into 5 comics. And in the first volume, all those things that happen in this comic came together in the very last issue. Hence this image here, because, well, a little bit of a spoiler. This creature came in at the end of the first volume that we don't see here, maybe a little bit, but this is more like one horror story. And I think, although I haven't read it, there will be more horror related stories in this hotel because it's all in the same place. So this could be, I don't know, some kind of a magic place with demonic forces. I'm not entirely sure. And it reminds me a lot of, if you ever heard of The Twilight Zone, the TV series from a very, very long time ago. I watched that as a kid, and I'm a very old man right now. Those are more, the same. Horror stories, suspense, mysteries, sci-fi, fantasy episodes, although not in one place, but it has some really unique aspects. And this reminds me a little bit of that. All these, individual stories and then rolled into one. So, okay, let's dive in. So just like in the first volume, there is some kind of a narrative guy. He is the owner of this hotel, and it seems that he is hurt, he is bleeding, but he tells the story, if you know. So why is he bleeding? Well, I guess it's more like because of the fallout or what happened in the first volume, I guess. Or maybe this is, telling the story from the beginning, and this is maybe part of the end, let's say issue 505, when it all comes together. I'm just guessing. So he tells about the story about a family. They are here on the Route 66, and they are deciding to take a break and try to have a stay in the hotel. And like I said, this image here. Yeah, okay. Maybe it's coming back. Maybe we'll see it later. I'm not entirely sure. So, so the owner here, who is his name, by the way? He said it. His name is Jack Lynch. He's his humble host. He says, so this guy comes in and he says, hey, if we stay here, took a room for multiple nights, there's not any kind of discount, is there? So, so the owner says, that's 2 children you have out there with you, isn't it? Tell you what, room 1 was prepaid for weeks by a guest who vacated. It's yours if you want to. What? What's the catch? He says, it's been a long time since we had a family here. It brightens the place up. Besides, I noticed all the luck. It seems like you are taking a big step. Maybe once you're back out in the world, you can help somebody else taking a step of their own. So basically he said, hey, you can stay here for free. There's no telephone reception or all that stuff. And so, yeah, and he wants to give some candy because he asked, this girl asked for some candy and says, hey, I got some peanuts here. And this woman says, no, she can't have those. She has a severe nut allergy. Coming back to that a little bit later. Okay, so they are going to unpack, but this woman here, she's not very happy because she blames her husband that her life is falling apart. So they had where they came from, a very good life. They had a family restaurant, put anything in the place. And she says, now it's gone because of you. And he says, I told you the investments were supposed to be rock solid. So yeah, he put some money in investments that's gone south. And now they are broke. And he now wants to find other work. And so they, driving around somehow for, the big win or something. I'm not entirely sure. And he said, So this woman says, you shit all your money away, Bo, and never even told me you were doing it. The trust is gone. Getting a new job won't fix that. But I'll do my part. I keep a smile on my face for the kids. You just do your part. Make sure you're gone nice and early tomorrow and don't come back until late, because I don't want to see you too much of you right now. And she's crying. Wow, that's some heavy stuff here. And so the kids here, well, they are playing around, and the little one says, hey, George, you want to come explore the woods with me? And he says, nah, he's not into it. So she goes and she comes across this tree. And then, if you are watching my, watch my Sacrament review, also from our Upshot, they have a thing for taking a small panel and blowing it up and fill this double spread page, which is wasting my money. It's not really needed, but somehow people seem to do that all the time. I'm not sure why. Anyway, so the family man, I forget his name, by the way, he wants to, look for work, but then he stands still on the road. And he is just looking forward, and he starts crying. So he comes back, and they have a nice meal. And, talking about, hey, yeah, I found some work and did some business here and there. And, I'm going to look a little bit further if they're going to hire me. Basically he's lying. And then they hear a scream. And she says, it's someone in the room next to us. I think they're weeping. All right, what's going on? But then the next day, he is here again, not going on the road looking for work. So the son comes, and he says, Mom, what do you want, George? She says, it's Carolyn. She's out in the woods again, and I haven't seen her all morning. Shouldn't we do something? She's just playing outside. Why can't she do that? So George says, Mom, are you happy with Dad being here? I'm not a little kid anymore. You can talk to me. I'm here. Sometimes it's like neither of you noticed that I'm here, but I am. I don't want you to hang around. Wow, nice family here, dude. So it seems Caroline is not coming back, and they decide to go into the woods to find her. And then, so it seems that they are separated, but they still can hear each other. And then I believe the dad finds Caroline here alone at this tree, at this entrance. And he's very happy to see her. He said, hey, I was so wondered. You must have been so scared, my little angel. And you don't have to be scared anymore. It's me, your dad. You always be safe with me. So I know horror movies when people are, in this pose. So I think, oh man, when she's going to turn around, it's going to be all, crazy and shit. You know what? But no, that's not happened. And then he hugs her and he tells, and let's go back to mommy. But she's looking at him very strangely. And so he says, hey, we need you to stick together, okay? Let's promise to stick together, no matter what. By the way, I need to have this comic as well. Moving on. I already have this. I made reviews. Check it out. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, maybe you want to do that. And look out for Out on my channel. It's a fun series with gruesome vampire stuff and this. Check it out. Chilling here. Anyway, so the dad is, he's a little bit insecure. She said, hey, Carolyn, your daddy's really struggling. If I'm not looking after you all, if I'm not providing, what good am I? It's like I'm not really me, like I'm nothing at all. How about we take a walk together like we used to? Knowing you still believe in me, that's my anchor. That's what I need. Just desisting. She says, nah, I'm good here. Dude, what's wrong with you? Anyway, the next day, he has a dream, and then he says, hey, you're close, Daddy. You can always see it. Can you look close? See my true face. And then he wakes up, and he looks at this girl, and she's staring at this, I don't know, at the ceiling, and he's worried. And then he acts a little bit strange here. So the wife says, "What are you doing? Are you not going to out follow up about those jobs today?" "There are no jobs, but it doesn't matter now. It's going to sound crazy, John." That's her name. "But I need you to listen about me. It's about Carolyn." And Carolyn says, "Here." I don't know. She does. "I know my daughter. She's full of joy and curiosity. She hugs me every day and tells me she loves me. She doesn't act this strange, cold way as she's acting now." So she said. So the wife said, "Well, she had just a traumatizing experience. Just lighten up, dude." And then he says, "There's something wrong about this place. I have been visions at night, and they tell me things. The girl that I carried out of the woods, that's not my daughter." All right, we're going somewhere. So now this is going to happen. So he is going outside, and the wife says, "What are you doing?" "I'm going back out there. I'm going to find my Carolyn, my real Carolyn. And once I come back here, I'm going to take care of that doppelganger out there." Paranoid much? But hey, who knows? And so he asked her to trust him, and she says, "Okay, I'm with you, Bo." I read that wrong. So at the first time I thought to myself, "I'm with you, bro." I just sound stupid. But anyway, so he goes into the woods, but then John says to George, "We need to pack our bags and get the hell out of here." And I thought to myself, what? What are you doing? So he goes into the woods, and I don't know, body parts in here. And but George says, "Hey, what are you going to do? What's all with all these boxes? Leave them. I don't care. We have to gone from here before your father returns from the woods." She wants to abandon him. And but the son says, "Hey, listen, I'm not going to do that. We can't leave him behind. And I want to bring this family together. And you don't have to act like my kid anymore." But then John says, "We should have been gone by now. You still don't get it, what I'm saying. Your sister. Think of your sister. I'm afraid that if we stay, something awful is going to happen to her." Yeah, that could be. So the husband comes back. He's pissed off. And he says, "You were going to leave me behind no matter what, hey? You choose that thing over our family." So Caroline comes in, and he's going ape shit on her. And he says, "What do you..." She said, well, basically he's saying that she's not his daughter. And she said, "What are you talking about? I'm Carolyn." "No, you're a monster, that wearing her face. I've seen your real face in my dreams, that mouth filled with all those teeth. You want to destroy us one by one." And she's really scared. She says, "I'm not your daddy." And she says, "Why won't you talk to me? Why you looked at me with hate in your eyes since you have come out of the woods?" And then she confesses that she hates him because he wasn't there for him when she was alone and afraid, and why they are here in the first place. And she says, "I hate you." And he says, "Lies, my daughter never speak to me like that." And then John interferes and says, "Hey, dude, stop it. Leave her alone." And he pushes her away. And then he's going completely, he's all over the place. He says, "No, why did I do that? This isn't me. I'm a good person. I love my family. What have you done to me?" And then Caroline says, "Stop. You want to see who I really am?" And I said, "Oh man, this is going to be the reveal, right? The big monster reveal." So what she's doing, she eats the peanuts to prove that she's the real Caroline, because she has, I don't know, an allergic reaction to it. And the dad panics then, and he says to his son, your sister's going to an anaphylactic? Is that how you say it? Shock. We have to get her to the hospital. You need to drive, like I told you, as far as the exit to get us moving right away. The kid's in the car. I do what I can do to stem this." So he says, "What about Mom?" says the son. "Leave her. We don't have the time." What? What is it with this family betraying each other left and right every 2 seconds? "She'll be fine. We come back for her later." Oh man, this is going somewhere. So, all right. So they are putting the pedal to the metal, and he is inserting her with some kind of injection to stabilize her. And he apologizes to her, said, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't believe you, but I'm going to make it right. I never let you down again." But then they are here again. So the father says, "Hey, that's far enough. I'll take over for the main road." But then the son says, "This is the spot you come every day to avoid facing your mistakes. You're still lying to your family. How could you know that? It was always about your little angel, wasn't it? You never did spare a thought about him." Uh-oh. So yeah. So the master says it wasn't her that, basically, I'm going to read it. "You were right about the monster wearing your child's face, Daddy. You just picked the wrong child." And that's the end. I wonder how it goes further. So like I said, it's probably going to be a follow-up into the next couple of issues with different stories in this hotel. So I wonder how it ends. Because, like I said, there would be, I believe, a combination of stories coming together for the big payoff, I guess. I mean, it happened in the volume 1. So yeah, we're going to do that into the next issue. If these walls could scream. With the same team. And this is a preview what's coming up in the next issue that I'm going to review. And I'll leave you here. Guys, let me know what you think about this horror comic. Do you like it? Do you want to see more? Leave a comment below. Like my video and subscribe to my channel if you already do that. If you haven't already done that, that's how you should say it. I'm a little bit too fast sometimes with my English speak. I'm sorry. Guys, see you later. Bye-bye.